Mechanics said that this was the worst car they had ever stepped into, and that a lot of what you're looking at on the dash was from the customer spitting on it.
Oh, what the is all this? At least I don't smell here. But surely I ain't touching all that. It's disgusting.
Customer's girlfriend just bought this car and noticed the back left tire was like this. Pretty terrifying because all of those lug nuts were extremely loose.
Customer states vehicle overheating. Before I start it, I obviously have come over here and checked to make sure there's enough coolant in here. And what is that? Oh, yeah. That doesn't even look like chocolate milk anymore. It looks like peanut butter.
Customer states they couldn't see the oil on their dipstick, so they added an insane 10 more quarts. This smoke was after they drained it all and topped it up to the right amount.
Okay, so just remember when you're checking your spark plugs to make sure that there's plenty of spark plug oil. See, this one's run out. This one's run out. This one's dangerously low on spark plug oil. So just remember, kids, always make sure you got lots of spark plug oil.
This mechanic was trying to jump a customer's car and got quite the fright after finding some squatters underneath the hood.
So we're doing it, our stupid is stupid. When your transit gear cables break, you say don't drive it because you can only have third gear. What do? You drive it to the point that the clutch explodes and then moan that it don't drive anymore. Stupid. It's only a bit fried. Have to go again. Cool.
You know, I've seen some cool aftermarket shift knobs, different accessories, but check this out. I think they stole this off their grandmother's water faucet. I stuck it on here for a shift knob. I don't know. We got the bejeweled everything. That shift knob's pretty pimp. What do you think? What's your opinion?
Good old Stellantis quality right here. It's what's left of the right intake cam from a 2021 Jeep Wrangler that only had 40,000 miles on it. And unluckily for the customer, that means it was just over his warranty.
Alrighty, everyone, got this 2000 Camry. So it's here for an alignment. Now, I test drove this. I just noticed some rubbing noise, but as you can see, when I turn on my light, it don't look right. So you can see these rubbing marks in these tires. I'm gonna get a zoom up. It don't look right. And as to the other side, that's the worst of all. Don't even look right too.
Mechanic bought this 2012 Civic and decided to change the cabin air filter, only to find the factory one in a nasty state. Customer states my truck is shaking a bunch even after $3,000 of work. Here's the actual reason for the engine shaking so much.
Ladies and bozos, when the Nike sign starts showing on your tire, it's time to replace it. So if your tire says Nike on it, you need another one.
This rear diff was from a Crown Vic ex-police car that the customer had just won from an auction, and as you can see, the gears were destroyed alongside the bearings.
72,000 miles. Customer states hesitating while accelerating. And here we go. Head gasket failure between cylinder 2 and 3. Right over here, starting to fail as well here. So, yeah, this is an issue.
Well, I've seen a lot of brake problems in my days, but I've never seen a brake pad get this bad. And caliper that is, well, shredded.
New World's fastest way to remove the rear end. Joking aside, it happened when the police car used a grappler device on a stolen Chevy Cruze. Customer states the check engine light is on and there's a noise when accelerating. Sounds like an electric bike.
The boss states, I want to check my my truck. I guess something wrong with my wheel bearing. You don't say.
Customer states, my engine made a crazy sound and the steering went hard. As you can see, the crank pulley failed, pulling the belt off with it. This 3.6 Dodge Charger came in for a misfire. The extreme lack of oil changes caused the sludge buildup and definitely has something to do with it.
He too ignored all the warning lights, so he's got a brake light on. So what does he do? He scrolled through the brake light warnings and then drove it down to almost the fins, popped the caliper. So yeah, we get to do calipers, pads, rotors, and hoses. And a master cylinder, because YOLO.
Client had this towed in overnight and said the engine just quit. Those poor bearings.
Yo, dude, what the hell happened? All the spark plugs' teeth got kicked out. What the hell happened? It's a brand new car.
Alright, it's time for our second contestant of the day. This one is a 2015 GMC Terrain. Let's see how much oil this one has. And we have just over a quart, maybe a quart and a quarter. Thank you for playing How Much Oil Is Left in My Engine.
Customer replaced their own engine with this one from an engine outlet store. They were told it ran great and had no issues. Well, as you can hear, that was a lie. Customer came in just for an oil change while having all of these issues. The shop refused after seeing the intake being wrapped in shirts and an exposed live wire running from the fuse box.
God.
Eighth gens aren't reliable. Eighth gens aren't reliable. Are you sure? Are you sure about that, bud? You sure about that?
Customer had just bought this 2007 RAV4 that had spent its whole life in New England, and yet again is exactly why you get those pre-purchase inspections. I don't think we've seen rust on this level for quite some time. I mean, at least the customer tied it down with something instead of nothing.
Alrighty everyone, got this Kia Optima in for a flat repair, got that done. Was doing my normal inspection on this one every time we get customers in, and as soon as I pull the dipstick out, as you can see right here, what the f is all this? Damn. It's completely clear sludge. Now let's see what the oil cap looks like. Sludgy.
Customer states, do you think this is covered under warranty? Not quite, lady.
2011 Honda Odyssey, right? A week or so ago, I did an evac and recharge on it. Put some dye in it because it was blowing like cool. So it's a little low on Freon. Evac and recharge, right? Put some dye in it. When I did it originally, it had a front end on it, right? So he's like, oh, it's still doing the same thing. I was like, oh, okay. Was it before or after you ripped the front end off of it there, Crash Bandicoot? And he's like, oh, it was definitely doing it before I ripped the front end off. Bro, why are you trying me like that?
Customer states they were driving along the highway when all of a sudden there was an extremely loud bang. Going to guess they either left it locked in 4-wheel drive after some off-roading, or it's just been badly neglected like low on fluid, or the U-joint broke and caused it.
Go ahead, Dusty. Alright, go ahead.
An American car with an American part, made in Poland.
All right, so nothing to see here, just trying to turn this engine in. All right, well, yep. Let's see if it goes the other way. Ooh, all right. So guess what? This thing's on timing. Yep. Let's go ahead and ignore those knocks, people. No, but all right. Good job. No maintenance required.
This wiring job was done by the owner after they engine swapped an S54 into their E30. What makes it even worse is that they were apparently an electrician. Safe to say I'd never trust their work.
Well, here's something that's kind of new to me. Car is running 0 psi. We're at negative 0.88 psi. So I'm assuming the high pressure pump is sucking the fuel while the fuel pump is not pushing anything. That's a new one for me.
This oil filter came out of a postal mattress with an unknown amount of miles between services.
So this car came in, somebody else in the shop looked at it. It's like, yo, it needs an AC compressor. The guy wanted to pick the car up today, so I put an AC compressor on, assuming that it was dialed correctly. Boy, was I mistaken. Come to the old relay, right? Ground, power, this is power out. This is to the compressor, right? Power, this should be ground to a control head. Oops. This should be ground to the control head. Hold on. This should be the ground from the control head.
Seeing this much tape covering all the lights on the dash, you'd be surprised the car has done this kind of mileage without blowing up. Thanks for watching another episode of Mechanical Nightmare. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe. If you have your own clip, you can send it to us on our Google Forms link. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.